back, truth seekers. You hear that, Prince? Kiss in Gematria equals 58. Remember, Vanity died just before the 58th Grammys. Then Prince died just before turning 58 years old. He died 47 days before his 58th birthday. Freemasonry 58. 58, that number. Vanity died on the day that left 319 days left in the year. Prince died 319 days after his birthday. He has that song 319, which has the Gematria 57, like the age he passed at. So anyway, we're going to jump into Murder by Numbers. A lot of deaths this last week. The most recent was Glenn Campbell, the country singer who sang Rhinestone Cowboy. He died of Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's has Gematria 53. He died on a date with 53 numerology. We see this all the time. The cause of death syncing up with the date. Once upon a time, Vanity died by the numbers, and I said Prince better watch his behind. We're going to be reading about him next. Prince died by the exact numbers I talked about in that video. I said 67, 118. He died 67 days from Vanity, and he died in an elevator, which has Gematria of 118. And
that was amazing how you predicted that.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. I've been studying the code for so long. I mean, these murder by numbers happen. We figured out how they're ritualistic. They're paired. You see the number relationships. It's just picking up on the pattern. And then sure enough, it landed. And then he died on April 21st, and he had the song "I Would Die for You" with the number 4, the letter U. Used the 21st letter, 421. He dies on 421 by the numbers. It was synced up with a million different things. Thinking about all the Prince content I had in my channel getting deleted makes me sad, because I had about like 30 videos on that guy's death. There's so many angles to it. It's crazy.
Hey, and remember Atlanta wasn't Atlanta the last show he did?
That's right. It was.
Okay, then remember the Falcons went to the Super Bowl. Right,
exactly. I had a video on Prince in the Super Bowl and everything. He died 74 days after the prior Super Bowl. Yeah, it's so much to talk about. Super Bowl in Gematria sums to 112. He died on a date with 41 numerology. He performed in Super Bowl 41. Super Bowl also has Gematria 41.
Hey, you know what was crazy about that Super Bowl at halftime? I was like, it's time to bet on the Patriots. And people were looking at me like I was crazy, right? Because it was 28-3. And I was like, yep, it's time to bet on the Patriots.
Yeah, man, down 25. We said it was all about 25.
Down 25 points with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the third quarter. I would have fired, if I was Arthur Blank, the owner of the Falcons, I would have fired that whole coaching staff. I would have fired the whole team. Right. I would have fired that whole team. From Matt Ryan to Devontae to Julio to the whole coaching staff.
Right. To lose in the situation that they were in is just ridiculous. I mean, they should all be fired. To be multimillionaires and to blow a game the way they... we know what it is. It's all a scripted joke. So anyway, this Glenn Campbell, Rhinestone Cowboy, he dies of Alzheimer's on the most fitting date. His name, Glenn Travis Campbell, his full name has Gematria 74. We see it all the time with these Masonic men. He died at age 81. I call that the ritual number. And he died 108 days from his birthday. Geometry equals 108. Gematrio, the plural of Gematria, equals 108. Geometry. Gematria is geometry within language. I said Gematria and Gematrio both sum to 108. If you write those numbers down on a piece of paper before you, 108, you're going to be looking at a line, a circle, and then 8 two circles. Think about geometry class. Think about all the graphing of lines and circles and measuring circles. I don't think it's a coincidence that the numbers that spell geometry and gematrio, which are related, both sum to 108. This man died 108 days from his 81st birthday. He was also born on a date with 81 numerology. And with regards to his most famous song, Rhinestone Cowboy, it has Kabbalah cipher gematria of 218, reminding me of 21/8, the upcoming solar eclipse date. And it also has gematria of 93, like how the sun is 93 million miles away. The song Rhinestone Cowboy was also recorded in 74, that fateful number. Again, this man's full name equals 74. The song was released May 26, 1975. It was released under the May Sun. 75 is 42 years ago. That's our Freemason number. We know about that number. The song came out on the 146th day of the year. Solar eclipse equals 146. And maybe too late now, but when we were just talking about Tiger Woods, I forgot to mention that he was arrested on the 149th day of the year, and now the court trial date's 149 days after the day of arrest. You know, these numbers, they're used in all the rituals, from the deaths of these celebrities to the rigging of the sports games, to the shaming, to creating war with North Korea or whoever it is. This is how our whole history has been manufactured. So that was one celebrity death this weekend. Another was young Mazi, maybe young Mazi. I'm not familiar with this artist. He was a rapper connected.
Yeah, they call him young Mazi.
Young Mazi, okay.
Yeah,
and he was connected.
But I never heard none of his music. The only thing I ever heard was that he got shot a whole bunch of times.
13 supposedly before the 14th and final. So check this out. His rapper name has Gematria 44, the kill number. His rapper name also has Gematria 37 and 116. Shooting equals 44, 37, and 116. He died of a shooting the 14th time he was ever shot, supposedly. He'd been shot 13 times. This was his 14th time. His rap initials, YM. Y's the 25th letter, M's the 13th. Put that together, that's 38, like death, murder, killing number. So his rap name has fateful numbers. This was the 14th time he was shot. The word dead equals 14. The word end equals 14. Streaks end at 14. Supposedly he survived 13 shootings, not the 14. He was killed on August 6th. 8-6. Think about the term 86th. Supposedly he was shot to death in front of Urban Pie. That's the name of the restaurant, a pizza place, Urban Pie. Using the alphabetic order, Urban Pie equals 86. He was 86th on 8-6 in front of Urban Pie, 86.
Wow.
Urban Pie also has Gematria 41, which is the 13th prime. He'd been shot 13 times.
Listen, but if I've been shot 13 times, it's obvious a sign that somebody doesn't want you in Atlanta. You know, like I would have left a long time ago after the first time I got shot. But we don't know if this is a hoax or not. You know, for all we know, he's still alive.
Sure. Absolutely. Kevin Gates, the rapper he's associated with, Kevin Gates equals 41, just like Urban Pie. He was shot in front of Urban Pie. Kevin Gates is 31 years old right now. 31. The reflection of 13. Also, I was trying to find this guy's birthday everywhere. Even in the article, it says his age is uncertain, but he's believed to be 28 years old. And I was thinking,
I couldn't find his age either.
Yeah, how come they can't find this guy's age? I mean, deceased equals 28. He's dead at 28. Man equals 28. Number equals 28. Remember, man was created on the 6th day in the Bible. The word man equals 28. The first two perfect numbers are 6 and 28. Man, the most perfect machine known to existence. Unless you've been listening to the radio the last couple of weeks, they're saying AI is going to surpass humanity in the next 5 years. We'll see about that. So anyway, in this story, they said that the last time he was shot was December 27th, 2016, so not even a full year ago. And I said, well, I wonder how many days it is from December 27th to the day he was shot. And it's 223 days. 2, 2, 3. The number for Masonic, the number for Synagogue of Satan. One more time. Here's how 33, 48, and 223 are connected. This man was shot on the 33rd parallel in Atlanta, ATL 33. The divisors of 33, the numbers that divide into 33, if you add them together, they sum to 48. A lot of words in Gematria that sum to 33 also sum to 48. The word Freemason is 48. The word Illuminati is 48. 223, the big Masonic number, is the 48th prime number. So 223, 48, 33, all heavy with masonry, all related through numerical relationships, which is pretty much how the whole Gematria language is built. So this guy did 223 days after his last shooting, 86th in front of the 86th building. I mean, could it get any more murder by numbers? He's part of the BWA clique. BWA equals 55. They said he was shot at 8:55 p.m. That's 20:55 military time. The point is he was shot at 55 after. BWA equals 58, like sacrifice, like Satan, like God. 55. We talked about how important that number is earlier this show. Kevin Gates. Oh, that's the one thing I haven't done yet. I guess we could look it up real quick. Or maybe I did put it in here. Oh, I did. Never mind. I'm about to get to it. I thought it wasn't in here, but it is. All right. So he's connected to Kevin Gates, this rapper. And Kevin
Gates is in jail right now.
Is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's been in jail. He's been in jail for probably since about January.
Okay, so the news
Don't
story.
quote me on that, more or less. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
This news story presented is, this guy's connected to Kevin Gates. It doesn't say about Kevin Gates being in jail in the news that I was reading, but from Kevin Gates' birthday to this shooting was 182 days, and I happen to have recorded this before in past videos and posts. Fake death equals 182. So 182 days after Kevin Gates' birthday, this rapper dies. Fake death corresponds perfectly. We've seen this before. And another thing, the date of his death was a date with 51 numerology, our conspiracy number. BWA Click has Gematria 51. BWA Click has a lot of interesting numbers coded into it, including 93, our Black History Month number. Kevin Gates also has the Gematria 58 and 113 heavy masonry numbers. So whatever's going on here, this is either a murder ritual or a completely fake death ritual by the numbers. And honestly, I mean, even a story like this, everybody who's reading this story, the rapper name, the people are recognizing the articles, Kevin Gates. So did Kevin Gates' music sales go up in the wake of this news story?
I guarantee.
Probably they did, because it just brings that attention.
I guarantee you they did, yeah.
So that's the way it works. And the headlines said things like, previously surviving 13 gunshot wounds.
This could be part of the contract. You have to sacrifice one of your artists in order to be the big star that you... Kevin Gates sells a lot of records. Kevin Gates is one of the biggest... He's been in jail for like almost a year now, but I'm saying when he was out and his album was out, he was selling tremendously. You know what I mean? Like, he was selling a lot. Yeah, he was like... I think his last album went platinum.
Huh.
If I'm not mistaken.
Let's do this real quick. That's good information. I was not aware of that. So he's a bigger artist than I knew. But yeah, that's how this works. I mean, get the publicity out there. Get the name out there. It sells the records. We got the callers on hold. Let's take a few more calls, and then we got to finish up these murder by numbers from this week. We still got 2 baseball deaths and Jim Mars, who we talked about a little bit at the beginning of the show. But first, let's go out to California. Then I see Tony Tell It Like It Is on the air or on the hold. We're going to hear what Tony's got to say. And then we got Naysay on in Minnesota. I'm going to get all your guys' calls, but first, California. California, are you there? California.
I want to hear what Tony got to say.
Come on.
You're on.
Damn. Shit, I'm just listening, man.
Oh, if you just want to listen, I can put you back on listening if you want.
Hey, you know what? But since you're on, hey, thanks, man, for all you do.
Welcome, brother. I appreciate it.
This is actually Guerrilla Insight, and fuck, I just don't know what to say, dude.
Well, hey, man, I know exactly who you are by that name. You leave a lot of helpful posts. Anytime you follow my blog, when I used to have my video channel, this guy would leave brilliant comments. So, brother, I'll put you back on hold so you can just listen. In future weeks, call the listen line. There's a listen line on the front page. Yeah. This is the one to get on the radio show.
Another thing, I'm in LA. If anyone wants to get together or whatnot, take this to the next level, let's do it. I heard a caller from Santa Ana, California, and Montclair, California. That's pretty close. So I'm waiting till the day I run in to somebody talking about this stuff and that knows what's up. So, it, man.
That's what we got to do, man. And just saying that makes me sad that the All for Truth isn't working like it was supposed to, man, because that's what I want to see happen. I want to see people link up and start working together and sharing this knowledge. It's going to happen in time. I mean, we're just not there yet, but it's going to come. So hang in there, friend. The day's coming, and I hope somebody heard your words and reaches out to you. You have a good night, man.
All right.
Take
you
care.
too. Thanks.
Yeah. And anybody who wants to call in, remember there's 2 numbers to call. One just to listen and one to reach the show. So it's an accident. It's okay what he did, but there's that line just to listen. Let's see what's up with Tony. I appreciate Tony because he spreads the knowledge. Here he is right here. He's ready to go. What's up, Tony?
Oh, man, dude, it's been a while since I've been on. I'm so glad I'm back on right now. It's been forever, but I just want to talk about the Rothschild bankers and just to share some information just so people can really understand who's behind all the rigging, the scripting, and the pre-planning of geopolitics and perpetual war and whatnot. But Illuminati, Rothschild means red shield in German, and red shield in Gematria equals 84 and 48, and right away those are 2 really important numbers. So what is Rothschild and what is Red Shield about? What is this family about? Well, they are the heads of the Illuminati. We do know that Illuminati and our current puppet president, Donald Trump, both equal 48. And this number 84, too, is a pretty big number for the gang. It's been really amazing.
Tony, let me interrupt you real quick. I've been checking out your work to see what information you're putting out. I'm wondering why you're not using the Gematrinator calculator and getting into the reverse Gematria. Have you not seen the worth of the reverse methods yet?
I'm open to that, but honestly, after the NBA Finals, a lot of people had the Cavs win the NBA Finals, and a big reason why I wanted to stay away from that and just stay with the basics and just stay with A through Z and single digits is because a lot of people thought the Cavs were going to win the Finals because they're trying to tell me that King James with a S exception equaled 44, and I just disagreed with that because King James and simple gematria and Pythagorean gematria without the S exception equals 35, and his record, as you know, was 3-5 after the NBA Finals against number 35. So after the NBA Finals, I just felt that.
Tony, real quick. Tony, listen real quick. The S exception is not the same as reverse gematria. They're different. Have you not seen any of the work I've put out, like from February to the present, showing all of the heavy relevance with reverse gematria? Listen real quick. Forwards, Tom Brady equals 98. In reverse, Patriots equals 98. And in reverse reduction, New England Patriots is 98. And there's a million of these synchronicities in sports. It's like how LeBron is 33 in reverse reduction. James is 33 in reverse reduction, just like Cleveland is 33 in reduction. You don't even have to use the exceptions on these 2 methods. If you just use those 4 ciphers on the front of Gematrinator, it's just undeniable that this is the way that the language is built. If you're not using the reverse, you're only seeing half of the code. And I've been trying to tell you this for months. Brother, you got to use the reverse, man. I'm telling you. You'll see twice as much and twice as clearly. It's not going to mislead you. And the 44 thing doesn't have anything to do with reverse gematria.
I believe that. I mean, honestly, I'm in a really busy time right now in my life with college and job search that I haven't really had the time to do that, but it's just something down the road that I see myself doing, and I can always, check up on my future picks, and I feel that a good way to start is, like you said, using the Gematrinator and just learning a lot from the Gematrinator. Like, I saw a lot of 41s using the Gematrinator with the Los Angeles Dodgers, for instance, because all the teams were winning by 4-1 this year. Warriors 4-1, Real Madrid 4-1 over Juve, and Golden State equal 41 in Gematria, and there were some 41 connections with Los Angeles too that I was typing in the Gematria. Some really interesting stuff. So,
well, think about it. Tony, think about it. 41 is the 13th prime. L's the 12th letter. A's the first. 12 plus 1's 13. 41. 13th prime, LA. It all goes together. Look, you saw that recent Magic Johnson guarantee that they would win the World Series. Their record was 71-31 when he made that prediction, 102 games played. Magic equals 102 in reverse ordinal. This is why you want to know these methods. These methods further help you see the decoding. And I've seen in your videos you're talking a lot about the Pope and the Vatican. Listen carefully, Tony. This is important information you could be putting in all of your videos, which is going to help you build subscribers because it's going to make you look more credible. Washington, D.C., in Gematria, using the Gematrinator calculator, Washington, D.C. is 187. So is George Washington. So is Society of Jesus, the official name of the Jesuit order. They're all 187. So is Ancient Accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, 187. From Trump's birthday to the Pope's birthday, each year is 187 days. They're both Jesuits. You're not going to know this unless you're using the reverses, because you can't see that Society of Jesus is 187. It's 187.
The reverse is legit. The reverse is legit.
You got to get on the reverse, because by not using it, and honestly, brother, when you're out there promoting my name and saying all this stuff about me, but I'm like, man, but he's way dated on the information. I've been putting out this knowledge since February, and Tony's acting like it doesn't even exist. Tony, you got to put this stuff in your videos, man. You got to learn, and you got the Gematrinator calculator is 1,000,000 times better than writing the beast. It's so much easier to use. Familiarize yourself with it. It doesn't take much time, man. It takes less time than the time to make a video.
Shout out to Derek on that.
Yeah, Tony.
But, hey, Tony. Okay, but Tony, let me ask you a question. You got the Cardinals in the Super Bowl, don't you?
That's fast. I want to work with that.
Do you have the Cardinals in the Super Bowl?
Yep.
Okay, well, can I give you what I got on the Cardinals?
Sure, I'd love to hear.
It won't take long. All right, if the Cardinals make it to Minnesota for Larry Fitzgerald, it'll be a homecoming to close out his career. U.S. Bank Stadium, 38 full reduction, 88 reverse full reduction. Larry Fitzgerald, 83 in full reduction, 88 in reverse full reduction. 223 in reverse ordinal. 83 is the football number. 223, the 48 prime. 48 Super Bowl of the modern era. Palmer will turn 38, 39 days before Super Bowl 52. Minnesota equals 38. U.S. Bank Stadium equals 38. I also think...
Wow.
Go ahead.
Dude, that's really amazing stuff that you've been presenting me right away. Arizona is also the 48th state to be admitted into the Union, and I've seen a lot of other 88 references too. I believe it was Donald Trump that began his campaign in Arizona, and his campaign was very well centered around building a wall, and that affects Arizona in a way, the rest of the nation too. There definitely is a lot of connections with Donald and the Arizona Cardinals. And on the other hand, going back to Gematrinator, Zach, I like presenting my info, like all of my references, just so I have to enter everything. But
you can do that on Gematrinator. You can do that on there.
Oh, yeah.
Everything you can do on Writing the Beast, you can do on Gematrinator. Tony, I'd let you go on. I'm sorry I lectured you on your call. Please call me back next week, and I'll give you way more time. But I got to let Naysay in because there's only 30 seconds left in the show, and I said I'd get to his call. So, brother, call us back next week. I owe you a longer time. I'm sorry I lectured you, but I want you to use that Gematrinator when you teach. So keep it up, brother. You have a good night, man.
I'm gonna use it. You have my word.
All right, I appreciate that, Tony. Thanks again, brother. Let's go out to Naysay. I said I was going to get him on. We got 30 seconds left. Naysay, you can close out the show with your beautiful mind.
Oh, I wish not enough moments of time of the illusion to share. But last night on Phoenix Rising show, we did do a shout out for Jim Mars because he has shared a lot of pertinent information. However, from what I've been looking at, what he's been sharing in the last 3 months, I think, once you get up to that age of where you start second guessing, what's next, you start being a lot more truthful and things don't scare you as much as they used to. And
right.
So I think Jim Mars started really putting out some mind-splitting information, especially about the JFK assassination and those that are still alive and could be held accountable for it. But don't forget to love each other, brothers and sisters.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Naysay. Everyone about Jim Mars, he died 51 days after the publishing of his last book, Conspiracy 51, Mars equals 51, Jim Mars, conspiracy theorist.